This first passage is a data passage about fish in a stream and the types of food that they eat in the stream. Question 1 was asking about which of the following food types was eaten by at least one monitored fish from each of the 4 species studied. Okay, so there are species A through D. So you're looking at all these food types here in the furthest left column, and you want to look at any of those rows of food types where every single species of fish ate that specific food, and the only one that fits right there is filamentous algae. So number 1 was A. Number 2 says, which of the following food types most likely constitutes the greatest percent volume of the diet of species C? So you find species C, this third column here, and you look down and you look for the highest percent volume. Highest percent volume for species C was 43.2 for unicellular algae. So for number 2, the answer was F. For 3, it says, assume the abundance of species B is affected only by the availability of its food. Based on the table, if species B were endangered in this food stream, its survival would most likely be aided by stocking the stream with what? So it's basically saying if food is important to species B and it's struggling, how could you help it the most? What food would help the most? So species B relied most of its percent volume of consumption was amphipods. So species B would best be helped by stocking it with amphipods, so 3 was B. Number 4 says, based on the table, which of the 4 monitored fish species ate the greatest number of food types? So you have to look at species A, B, C, and D, and as you look at all the foods that they ate, just kind of count how many rows have a number in them. So I wrote up top 2, 7, 12, and 6. Species C had almost double than most, but much more than the other ones. So number 4 was H. Number 5 says, which of the following additional pieces of information would be needed to determine the rate at which the monitored fish from a given species consumed a specific food type? If you wanted to find the rate that they consumed something, you need to know the amount of time that they ate it in. Letter A is not a good choice because that's already known, and C and D aren't going to tell you anything about how fast things were eaten. So what you need is a length of observation period to figure out how quickly things were eaten. So 5 was B.